Welcome to Mason Library's tutorial, Zotero Part 3, Adding Sources. In this tutorial, you will learn how to add sources to your Zotero library. Zotero is designed to work well with online library catalogs, databases, and any website that includes descriptive metadata like YouTube and Amazon. Zotero reads the metadata of potential research sources and grabs it to create a record once you select an item or items from the page you are on. You can use Zotero for websites like the Washington Post or the New York Times, but since these sites don't include a lot of descriptive metadata, you will need to manually complete records for items like these. We'll touch on that a bit later. The first step when adding items to your Zotero library is to open the desktop client. Zotero works in the background while you do the research. Make sure you have the Zotero browser plugin installed on the web browser you are using. For more information on installing the Zotero browser plugin, review our tutorial Zotero Part 1, First Steps. Pin the browser plugin to your web browser's toolbar by clicking the Extensions button on your web browser and selecting Pin to Toolbar for the Zotero connector. Now the plugin shows up in the browser's toolbar. It will include the alt text Save to Zotero. Let's try it out. While researching sustainable housing, I found a journal article I want to save for later. The article is open on this web page. Zotero recognizes that this is a document, so the browser plugin icon changes to an image of a page. If I had a different resource open, the icon would change to match that resource. Clicking on the plugin loads a pop-up menu in the top right titled Saving to and the name of the folder you have open in Zotero. In this case, Saving to Sustainable Housing. By default, Zotero saves sources to the most recent folder you have accessed. If you want to change the folder, click on the name of the folder to open a drop-down menu and then select More. Now you can see all of the folders in your Zotero library and choose which one you will use. Then click Done. Now the item is saved to the Zotero folder we selected. If possible, Zotero will also download a PDF version of the article. What if you want to save multiple sources from your search results at once? I am going to search Mason Library's collection for information on sustainable housing. When I do my search, the browser plugin icon becomes a folder. That's because Zotero recognizes everything on the first page of the results as a source. Let's click on the folder. A pop-up window called Zotero Item Selector will appear. Select the checkbox for each source you want to save to your Zotero library, or choose Select All to add everything. Then click OK. Now Zotero will open the Saving to Folder pop-up that appeared earlier when we saved one source. Follow the steps from before to select the folder you want to use and click Done. Using this feature of Zotero is helpful if you want to add multiple items at once and then return to the items later. What if you have a physical book that you want to enter into your Zotero library? First, open the correct folder in the Zotero desktop client. Select the Add Items by Identifier tool, which looks like a magic wand, from the ribbon above your saved sources. Type in the identifier for your object, for example, the ISBN of a book. To find the ISBN of a physical book, look near the barcode on the back of the book. Here, I am typing in the ISBN of the book Creating Co-Housing to add it to my folder. You can also add items manually. This is helpful if you are working with primary sources or doing your own research. Select the New Item icon from the ribbon, which looks like a document with a plus symbol. This opens a drop-down of different source types. Select the correct type of source from the drop-down. Here, I'm going to select the source type Interview, so that I can enter the information I need to cite a sustainable housing expert I interviewed myself. Input the information corresponding to the source in the source's metadata column on the right of the page. Be sure to include as much information as you need to meet your citation styles requirements. Remember that Zotero works only as well as the data it stores, so to prevent citation errors, you should always double-check Zotero's formatting and information. For example, if an article title is all capital case in a database, it will be all capital case in Zotero. If you need to change an item from capital case to title case or sentence case, you can right-click on the title in the metadata column on the right and make the change by selecting the correct case from the drop-down that appears. To save time later, try to fix mistakes when you're adding resources if you can. Finally, you can also add documents you have already downloaded into your Zotero library and have the metadata populated into the fields. Simply click and drag a document from your desktop into your main library. In this tutorial, you learned how to add items to your Zotero library. You can also check out our Zotero workshop offerings at library.gmu.edu/workshops. Thank you for using this tutorial. If you have other questions, please refer to our other tutorials or contact a librarian by following the links in the tutorial's description.